In high school, it's the cool thing to bash your town, as if the city and its people are what is keeping us from actualizing on our true potential as teenagers. But if we're able to get away and look back at who and what has made us ourselves, we'll find that the place we're from isn't what holds us back. It's what contributes to our becoming who we're supposed to be. So, this is where I'm from. Oh, I apologize. This is where I'm from. That's embarrassing too. But partially true. After all, stereotypes exist for a reason. But I'm from the part where the yellow is. You know, where the fruit groves are and there's more rednecks. Just below I-4, also known as the highway to hell. But back to stereotypes. There's a saying my two older brothers and I have. It's not what we do that makes us who we are. It's the fact that we would. For instance, it's not that I would rip the heads off the mullet, it's the idea that I would. And enthusiastically at that, we have a huge sense of our heritage. It's what our grandparents did and our great-grandparents did. There's a profound sense of peace and appreciation for what makes our region so unique, culturally as well as environmentally. For example, we have many modes of transportation. These modes take refined skill and knowledge. Perhaps the hardest is the paddleboard. It takes balance, agility, and stamina to propel yourself on an oversized surfboard from point A to point B. Next is the Hobie Cat, designed for the amateur or professional. You can buzz around the intercoastal waterway or a full fly on the waves of the Gulf. Perhaps the most common mode of transportation is the kayak. For one, or two. It is probably my favorite because it is quiet and not as intrusive as a boat with a combustion engine. You are able to get close to wildlife. You can see monkeys, observe gators, turtles, manatees, dolphins, birds, otters, and maneuver into hard-to-reach areas in order to better fish them. Imagine with me, it's an early summer morning. Obviously there's no school, so you could very well stay here and sleep until noon, but your alarm is set for 5:30. Even nature seems like it's not wanting to get up today. Though it is foggy above water, underneath it is bustling, and this makes it all worth it. The most common types of fishing in Central Florida are bass fishing and speck fishing. My favorite place to fish is in the saltwater. We cast net for mullet, which we smoke and turn into a dip and serve on crackers. As a family, we have a friendly competition, entering the prize grand slam consisting of a redfish, a snook, and a trout. Each day the competition starts over, and the winner gets bragging rights at dinner. This is usually me. Speaking of dinner, as a family, we make it a point to share meals together. I don't think we have ever bought fish on our own. Sometimes it is best when enjoyed around a campfire. It usually depends if we can wait long enough to bring it inside. There is something ceremonial about playing all day and catching our own food and preparing it together. It brings us back to the basics of life. Again, it's not the fact that these are the things we do, but it's the people and the character behind what we do. My point gets as basic as walking. Most people walk, but what makes your walking experience significant and different from any other person's walking experience is where you walk. My favorite place is the Palm Scrub, an ecosystem unique to Florida, as in not seen anywhere else on the earth. It is characterized by soft, sandy, nutrient-poor soils which means that the plants and animals that grow here are unique and very resilient. They also depend on fires for germination. For instance, a pine cone to release the seed. For more trees, heat is required. As you can see, a scrub can be identified by tall pine trees with palmettos underneath, as well as oaks in the understory. Gopher tortoises commonly burrow in the easily movable sugar sands made of quartz. Though it is not found in the scrubs, a tree that is really neat that originated in South Florida is the strangler fig, whose roots wrap around a palm tree. The sad thing is, when we visit these places so much, we become apathetic to how remarkable they truly are. The trick is, though, to have the heart of an explorer. No matter how many times you've been somewhere, life is an adventure.
Where there just ain't no place like home.
One way that Central Floridians remember this attitude of adventure are through sunsets. We love sunsets. They remind us that today was different than any other place in the world, and we are blessed to see it and share it in life with those around us.
I fell by the wayside, I fell on my knees, crying, why was I so hard to please? I stood at the crossroads, took a long look at me. Sometimes you don't know where you're from till you leave. And I've been out there searching for a place where I belong. And on my way I heard my song. Let it sing.